Take a little video of mixing some feed for some calves down in the feedlot in the tractor cab. See if we couldn't get a good view of that. Got a new little mount for my GoPro, a little body mount. Figured I'd try it out. Got it for Christmas from my wife. We'll see how well it does. Let's see. But this is my 7800 John Deere. I got it last year. We never had a tractor this big on the ranch. That was our first new tractor we ever bought right there, our 5510. We just we got a loader for it. Since then, we've kind of pretty much outgrown it already. Let's see. We need 3240. Our corn silage. We got last year, they cut it last year, and this is kind of what's left over. We still got quite a bit left over, but it's still really good. We tarped it. That stuff's been tarp for a year, and we actually got to it kind of late to tarp it. I mean, it was already getting pretty squishy. It had been out there for about well over a month, and you can see that it's only got probably 3 inches of crust on it under where we tarped it, and this was real close to the edge. Tractor's a little cold, it's kind of jumpy. That's our commodities barn. We just built it. We put the roof on it maybe a month and a half ago. We started it. I started to film us building it, but we got busy and I just didn't have the time to do it. See if we got just a little extra in here. Oh yeah, a lot more extra in there. I think I have a load cell going out on my mixer too, because it's been jumping pretty bad here lately. But as cold as it is today, a little extra roughage isn't gonna hurt. We were supposed to get a blizzard, and we ended up getting maybe an inch of snow out of the whole thing. When they first started talking about it, we were going to get 24 inches of snow and 50-mile-an-hour winds for 2 days, but thankfully it shifted south, and it really nailed the southern part of New Mexico. And down around Hereford and Lubbock, Texas, it hammered those guys, which I'm not feeling too sorry for them. We got one about 3 weeks ago, did the same thing to us, but we did get gusts of wind up to 80 miles an hour last night, so we were pretty happy we didn't get any snow, because it's not fun. that I grew this year and baled up, ground up. Makes pretty good calf feed. I got some sitting in the barn for reserve. Go get a little bit more. Big square bales of wheat straw make just as good a hay bunker as anything, really. You can grind a lot more hay up next to them, but they sure don't protect it from the snow. And it's kind of a pain when the wind's blowing here, which is, if you get a day where it's not blowing, you're doing pretty good. So, you know, I don't have my plywood up in my barn yet, so I can't grind a lot of hay into it, but I can grind a good little amount to kind of, you know, keep me going if the weather gets super bad. Across the back wall, that way when I start getting real low on feed, we run this tractor in here. If it's not somebody, if it's not me doing it, or someone's just not paying attention, they don't run those tines through the back wall, because that sure kind of anger you. These are another mixer. I have a truck and a mixer box, which I definitely prefer using, but the motor went out in it and we sent it off to get rebuilt, and we haven't got it back yet, and it's kind of becoming a really sore subject. But it's an International 4900, and it's got a Moorlang box on it, big 4-auger mixer box on it, and I really like that truck. I had a vertical mixer at one time that was old and worn out. We were trying to save money when we bought it. That was a pain. It was a Harsh 750, and Harsh never built verticals. I don't know if they do now. I think they're starting to again, but it was originally an Artsway mixer that was built for the Harsh company, and that was a wreck owning that thing. But the scales never worked in it. and they were never gonna work for it the way we had it. But I was just starting out feeding calves with it, and it ended up costing me a lot of money and costing the people I fed calves for a lot of money, because we could never get the scales right, and it just, one thing led to another. So we need 1,260 pounds of corn. So, but they do have a lot of nice vertical mixers out on the market now that I would look into, but I'm already set up really well. So I don't think I will go back to a vertical mixer. I've had to use them as backups when they were putting new augers in the bottom of this, which they're gonna have to come back and do that again. The bearings are out on those bottom augers. Apparently they didn't balance the augers, and it took out the front 2 sets of bearings, which is really a pain because I can't turn loose of that mixer right now. So we're just gonna have to run it being broken. That's my roller mill I rebuilt. We don't have power to this building yet, so I can roll my own corn. It used to be PTO driven. This tractor's a little bit small for this mixer, and it's a little bit small to be sitting in. It kind of, if you're wearing snow boots or anything else, you kind of are eating your knees just running it. But it definitely beats a lot of the equipment we've had here. It runs, it starts, it has a heater. It makes it pretty nice. Especially on days like today. This is our molasses barn. The door's kind of frozen. We got Mix 30 that we put into the feed ration. My little pump puts out about 10 pounds a second, so it's, you're not having to watch your scales. I've got a grower pellet that we put in this ration. It balances out all their mineral and what the DDGs lack, but one of my augers has completely stopped working, and so I've got to fix the motor. Those are my pins that we're rebuilding. New set of scales. Alleyway, we still don't have our cross pins put together, but we'll get to it. We need to build a processing barn. And this is part of the ranch, you can see. You know, there's pretty open. That's my irrigation well. All of our farming, we have to irrigate. Some calves fed behind the haystacks. Right now I've only got 100 acres of irrigated land. I bought a pivot, another pivot, so we're gonna put in another 120 acres this spring. I'll start breaking it out, try to raise more hay and wheat for the ranch. But we try to run 450 mama cows, and I've got yearlings I run on some grass that I lease, and then I have my little grow yard here we use for our ranch calves and my yearlings and just whatever else I can try to lose money on. This is where they go. That's my snow fence. So we never have a snow that falls straight down here. It's always blown in sideways, and it helps break it off the cattle. And today was a nice treat. It didn't fill my feet bunks full of snow. I fed them double this morning. But these are my